Hello, everybody. My name is Vladislav Sobolev, and I am here today talking about WeAreAllEssential.ca. We Are All Essential is the initiative that we started here in Canada, and is designed to provide support, education, and empowerment specifically to small businesses and also any type of faith establishments that unfortunately right now are under either restrictions or complete shutdown order from the government in different provinces. The We are all essential obviously is a slogan, meaning that we are all essential. The government has no right to identify one group of people or one group of businesses or one group of religious establishments essential and non-essential. We are all essential as a business because the business is essential to you, provides the income for your family, for the livelihood for your family. The business is essential to your employees because it provides the employment for your employees, and as a result, they can provide the income and livelihood for their families. The business is also essential to the local community. The local community is actually made out of the small mom and pop shops, the little gyms, the little studios, barber shops, restaurants, cafes, etc. That's what makes the community. And also, as a side note, the income that actually pays for everything within the local community primarily comes from the taxes that are on the small businesses. The big corporations, Costco, Walmart, etc., most of the time they actually get incentives and tax breaks from the government. They definitely don't contribute anything money-wise towards the local communities. So this is also a very important aspect to consider as thousands and thousands of small businesses go out of business and bankrupt all across our country. What is going to be left for our local community in terms of the support, the fabric, and also even the money that's going to be continuing supporting and developing it. What I'd like to do is actually even mention a little bit about my personal background, so you have a little bit of understanding why I do what I do. I joined the first protest to end the lockdown back in May of last year. And within a couple of weeks, the initial movement got organized, which is Hugs Over Masks. And again, it's designed all about education, empowerment of individual to understand their rights, to understand there's real exemptions to the mask wearing per se and anything else that's been imposed on us from the government on an individual basis. And also to educate that there's actually harmful effects to a lot of measurements that the government is imposing on us. And the government is not willing to admit to the possibility of anything that might be negative in terms of the measures. And that alone should really, pause for people, maybe, or reflection, I would suggest, because anything that we do in life always has a positive and a negative. There's always a cost to benefit ratio in anything that we do. I always make a couple examples. When you drive a car, you can get from point A to point B. But potentially can get in a car accident, maybe even might be some injuries or even death, and that's basically the risk that you're taking. And the benefit obviously is traveling, and even as simple as a knife that you can use to cut a slice of bread or cook food with it or whatnot. But at the same time, you can cut yourself. That's a cost to benefit ratio. Well, guess what? There is cost to benefit ratio with masks wearing, with isolation, with social distancing. And especially what we are here for is forcing to shut down the businesses and any type of churches, synagogues, mosques, etc., religious establishment that are so essential, especially in time of crisis, for people to come together to support each other and actually get mental health support from the clergy and religious faith-based places that people go for the answers and go for the support. So We Are All Essential officially got launched end of October, beginning of November in Toronto. However, once the current website got set up and everything, we've been doing this for about a month now, I would say. Samantha Flatman, tremendous managing director of the initiative. We have Daniel Ray that's working behind the scene on the website, and there's quite a few other volunteers that making what this is now. We're getting very close to 200 businesses registered within our network all across Canada. A lot of businesses choose to register privately for now, and we totally respect that. However, if you go to the website, you can see a tremendous amount of businesses that are already been active and public in terms of their profiles. What we all gearing towards, and there's obviously a faith essential aspect within the website and support that we want to provide to different churches, etc. We're getting a couple of new volunteers this week that's going to help us to expand that more. And everything is going towards here in Canada. We picked a date. It's February 11th. We're going to call it, Great Reopening of Canada on February 11th. It gives us from today 2 weeks. Today is Thursday. 2 weeks to grow the network to even bigger and wider all across our country, and just open everything up. Opening means that you are just going to conduct the business the way you see fit. The other thing that I always mention to the business owners, either privately or on a Zooms, which I also invite you to come and join in our Zooms, we have them twice a week, is that as a business owner, you're already a risk taker. By opening your business, you took a risk, hopefully a calculated risk. But there's something about a business owner that's not willing to work for paycheck, sit in the office, being told what to do. Most business owners obviously are independent people. They're willing to take the risk. They're obviously working towards the outcome that they know they're going to be able to get. But this is something that they have to do again now. The business owners, again, have to take a risk to a certain extent. Because the measures from the government are completely unjustified. We have enough data after over a year now of all these restrictions that the lockdown was never justified from the real data. It was all based on a speculation model from Neil Ferguson, etc. And even data in terms of the cases, if you want to follow that, most of the businesses that are forced to shut down, there's basically either zero transmission or very, very minute transmission numbers that actually come in from places like gyms or restaurants, etc., and they're forced to be shut down, where you have Walmart, Costco, Amazon, where actually documented transmission takes place. However, they can continue to operate. So that's what we're doing. We are getting people together. We want to empower you with knowledge more than anything. I often say that the government is betting only on ignorance and intimidation. That's pretty much the only thing they have at their disposal. And we can combat both with knowledge, with truth, with empowerment, and the support of the community. And on that conversation, we really love seeing feedback that we're getting from the members of our community, how much support they're getting now, being part of our movement, We Are All Essential, and able to learn a lot of new things and able to ask other businesses questions and see how they're managing the current climate. So this is something that, again, I really encourage you, first of all, to go check out the website and obviously register. You can register as a business owner, or if you want to register as a volunteer and help us expand this initiative, I highly ask you to do that, and obviously appreciate you doing that and helping us grow this. Because at the end of the day, I truly believe we're able to end this by opening everything up. The government wants to flex the muscles of intimidation and issuing the fines and threatening with closures, etc. However, they can't do this with majority of the businesses, or at least with a large number. And we already see success rates. We see success rates from Italy. A week ago, we had thousands and thousands of restaurants opening up and defying the orders, and the government has to back down because, again, when you have tens of thousands of restaurants opening all at the same time, what's going to happen? Nothing. There's a lot of protests happening all across Europe, in Netherlands, in Poland, in Germany, in UK, like I mentioned. So the grand reopening of UK is happening on the 30th of this month in January. So we're going to see a lot more success rate from there. And even to that extent, I'm sure if you don't really follow some of the uncensored channels or maybe private chat rooms, you wouldn't even know about this. And this is another good example to show you that the media actually gets paid not to report on anything that might be happening opposing the lockdown or opposing the government measures. So just know that we are out there. There's a lot of resistance happening around the world. And if you are in Canada, you can be part of that worldwide resistance of defending your right to earn the income in this country and ultimately defending the rights and freedoms for your children. Because if you haven't realized already, the freedoms that we're already losing in this country, we're not going to get them back ourselves. And ultimately, our children will be enslaved into this new world. And if nothing else, people like myself, we're going to do whatever it takes to ensure that we take a stand and we defend our future and ultimately the future of our children.